Plus, now that a debt deal has been reached, how will it affect your investments and the money in your wallet?
It's 8 a.m. Live, local. Your Fox 29 Morning News starts now.
It's 8:12. Well, it finally happened. Lawmakers came together to get a deal done to raise the debt ceiling. But what does it mean to the average person and to our investments? Shari Olefson is a lawyer and author of The Great American Do-Over, and she joins us this morning with some insight. Shari, good morning.
Good morning, John.
Good thing you're here, because once we get into the trillions, I'm a bit lost.
It's scary. It's big numbers.
First of all, give us the easy-to-understand explanation of what happened.
Well, the bottom line, in terms of breaking it down, is the United States is spending $3.7 trillion a year, which is $1.6 trillion more than what we have. So we've built up a debt or a deficit of over $14 trillion. The new deal now is to cut the spending and begin cutting down on that debt. So we're going to be, what was agreed was to raise the ceiling by $2.4 trillion for the next 2 years, but to cut $2.1 trillion over the next 10 years. What's still a wild card, though, is exactly where those cuts will be. Some of the initial cuts were made and agreed on, but the bulk of them will be decided by a new committee between now and the end of the year.
I think privately, most of us were expecting the stock market to go this way. Instead, we've seen it go this way the past couple of days. What's it going to mean to the average person?
Well, what you pointed out was great. I mean, part of what we're hearing is that, oh, now Congress has resolved this uncertainty, but in a way, they've actually created more uncertainty between now and the end of the year in terms of what programs will be cut. So in states like Florida, where we depend a lot on federal funding, especially for our elderly and retiring population, we may be especially hard hit. We've already seen cuts in unemployment benefits from the federal government, and when that happens, it trickles down to the state and federal level, meaning our federal government needs to be picking that up. One of the things that we're probably going to be seeing is cuts in the armed services. We've already seen that. There'll probably be more. Also, federal jobs, again, in unemployment. And one of the big hot potatoes has been Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security, which has been put in a protected bucket. But let's face it, that's one of the biggest budgetary issues with a large and aging population, and it's bound to be impacted. It's bound to impact South Florida. So from an investor standpoint, you may want to be looking at industries that will be affected by these budget cuts over the next couple of months, because, of course, the idea is to buy low and sell high. Those industries, their stocks will go down, but then as they make up that income, their stocks will go up again. So there's an investment opportunity. For the rest of the folks who are thinking about maybe taking advantage of a government program, now is the time to do it, because we just don't know what's going to be cut. For example, some of the housing programs we've been talking about.
All right, so that type of investment is one way that Floridians can benefit from the deal?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we need to just watch and see where the cuts are going to end up being. I mean, in the long run, this is necessary, but it's unrealistic to think that we're all not going to feel the hit from federal cuts.
And we were all waiting right there until the last minute until they finally resolved it.
No kidding. What's up with that?
Wow. Well, at least they got it done. All right, Shari, thank you so much for the explanation and for being here today.
Sure, take care.
Roxanne, back over to you.
People in the path